Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Dodgers port for the first of the weekend battles. Tier 4 Japanese battleship, the Miyogi. Before we jump into the battle, I just wanted to point out one thing. There's a common misconception with battleships, which is that they are absolutely armoured to the teeth. If we look at the Miyogi and look at its armour, you'll see that yes, its guns are amazingly thick, 305mm. However, if you look at the citadel, which runs the length of the ship and below the gun, whilst it's got very good red armour protection, again over 300mm in front, this to the side is 19mm. It is paper thin. This is why you do still have to angle battleships. You don't want to give, especially another battleship, the opportunity to be firing into this zone. And you see at the back, under the guns as well. This is why you'll see a lot of players fire from battleship to battleship, aiming under the guns, because you've got a really good shot here of getting a citadel. Bear that in mind when we get into the following battle. I'll see you there. So here we are on the archipelago map in the Tier 4 Japanese battleship, the Miyogi. A battleship that I had real problems with when I first started playing it. In fact, I lost the first 4 battles I played in this ship, which is slightly dispiriting, but we managed to persevere and started getting some wins on it finally. One thing I've noticed about the Miyogi, which I don't necessarily understand, is that it seems to have a sweet spot at range of about 13 kilometres. That seems to be the point at which the shells all converge. Now that doesn't make a great deal of sense, because the firing trajectory of these shells shouldn't mean that they're coming together at any specific range. Yes, when people are really up close and personal you can't get all the guns to bear on them, but don't understand why it seems to have this one sweet spot. But we're going to prove that very, very shortly, that it does. Now, I've had some really big misses on this ship when I've been quite close in, like 4 or 5 kilometres. In one battle I managed to fire all the guns at somebody broadside at 4 kilometres and absolutely missed them all, which was ridiculous. The shells pretty much went sideways. But here we have somebody at 13.5 kilometres, which is right on the zone that I found this ship's effective at. And we'll put some shells round and over the island and see how they're coming together. Bang! 2 citadels, 3 hits from 6 shells, and 21,000 damage. Welcome to the battle, person in the Phoenix. That's the kind of thing that really ruins your day, especially if you've been queuing for the battle for a while. But he's still alive, and while you're held together with sticky tape, you have some hopes. So I could easily have a got sinking in there, but do you know what? Let's play tactically. There are other ships that can sink him easier than me round that corner. I'm more effective now going for this chap. He's a little bit closer, but we still managed to land a 3,500 damage shell on him. So we're now going to have to deal with ships that are closer in than us, and now we're into slight defensive mode, which means we've got to watch out for torpedoes. And also there's a real danger of over-penetrating unless we get our shells bang on people. Now this guy isn't sailing side on, so we might not overpen him. And indeed we do 2 overpens, 2 pens, one of which is a citadel. Wow. Almost 40,000 damage and the battle's only just started. How on earth did I lose 4 battles in this ship when I started playing? And you can see the team I'm on are making very, very short work of the enemy. We are already 2 ships up. And this guy's in something of trouble. Again, 1 pen, 1 overpen, and it looks like he's about to run into that island, which will be a problem for him. Yep, he's pretty much dead. I could now sink him with 1 shell. Now what I'm thinking here is, no need to fire all 6 guns, fire 1 gun at him and that'll probably be enough. But he's just drifting behind the island, and do you know what? No. Again, just thinking a little bit more teamworky. We've got one of our friendly battleships there is piling shells into the guy who's stuck against the island. Let him sink him. We'll put our shells into the battleship. 4,500 damage. As I've said a few times in videos, I don't care who sinks ships, whether it's me or somebody else, as long as somebody sinks them. And the friendly battleship there was in a much better position to sink that cruiser than I was. So my shells were more useful being fired at the enemy battleship than that stranded cruiser. Now they've got 1 battleship out wide here, And they've got the battleship over there, so we can give him a salvo first. There you go, shells just starting to come together again. Oh, didn't give it enough lead. How annoying. This battleship, however, is on low health. I'm on pretty much full health. Armour piercing all loaded up. We just need to citadel him and he will die. So, get a little bit speculative, fire one at him. Nah, it's too angled. Now, I think a lot of people here would have sailed to the port side, because that's where my guns are already pointing. The reason I didn't do that is, just thinking one move ahead, a bit chess-like, is I can see the other battleship on E4. Now, if I sail straight on, I'm not going to be able to be effective against him. By turning this way, although two of my guns are going to take a while to catch up, I'm now automatically heading towards the other battleship. The idea being, once I sink him, I can go for the other battleship on E4. Oh, that's disappointing. Hit him right amidships, right under his turret. I really thought that would have been a citadel. So as you can see, we're still heading now west, so we can engage the other battleship once this guy's dead. And I'm always confident in this situation that the other guy will be dead. There you go. That citadel got him. Oh, and that's actually a win because we sank them so quickly. But you notice the citadels because I hit him right below his turret. That's where all his armoury was. And there we go. 62,900 damage. 4 citadels in an unbelievably quick battle. I hope what that showed is that even if you're pretty rubbish in a ship, if you play it often enough, you will eventually start to get to the point where you understand it a little bit more. And that's the point with the ships in World of Warships. They're not all the same. Even battleships, they're not all the same. Some of them are better at things than others. And this battleship really does seem to be pretty good with its armour piercing at getting citadels, either against cruisers at range or battleships close up. And that's definitely the way I'm going to play it in future. I hope you enjoyed this battle, and if you did, please consider giving me a like and a sub. That really does help the channel, which is growing, slowly, but growing, and I genuinely do appreciate that. There might be another video this weekend, it depends if anything exciting happens while I'm playing. If there is, I'll see you there. Until then, bye bye.